y'all, so we back with another SoulTalk video. I don't know what SoulTalk video this is gonna be because I lost track, but it'll be in the title, so do it really matter? So today's topic is going to be on the power of prayer and knowing and learning when the Lord is speaking to you. I don't have just a straight verse for us today. So I was reading in my Bible, and they have these weekly devotionals, and one of the devotionals, which I think this is week 25, I haven't been reading them in order, I just kind of been reading my Bible. This one talks about prayer, and the first half of this paragraph I really liked, and I want to share that with y'all today because it goes along with our topic, and it covers in Daniel's. Like the first is like Daniel's chapter 10 verse 1 through 3, and then also verse 12. So it reads, "For 3 weeks Daniel prays and goes without food and mourns, because he had a message from God and he wants to understand it. Finally, a man comes to Daniel in a vision and tells him, 'Your words were heard.'" I feel like this was a really good starting point for us. I feel like so Daniel, he gets his message from God, right? And he's been praying and praying because he doesn't really understand it. Like, he wants a precise understanding of what was said. So he started to fast. A lot of people that I know, even I do it, I'll take like a day or two and just fast because this is something that I want. Sometimes I just feel heavy in my body and I just want to fast for a day or two. I've done it and I actually do like it. I do think it's effective, but you really have to be in sync with yourself. So Daniel fasts, right? And then one random day he had a vision, and this man came to him and was like, your message was heard. To me, he's saying you don't need to worry no more. I felt like Daniel was starting to worry, so he was praying and he was worrying. And that made me think of my grandmother, because she told me several times before, like, don't worry, just pray, don't worry. If you get to worrying about it, that means you're stressing about it. And something not A1. You just pray and then move on to your life. You need to stay focused on the vision. You need to stay focused on the dream. So, I just thought that was a good starting point for us. As far as praying, I feel like last week, I think that was, or whenever it was, I spoke about manifestation. And I feel like praying is really good, but it's also intertwined with manifesting things. It's also entwined with speaking things into existence, having full faith and belief within yourself. You can do things like creating a vision board or journaling, writing down your thoughts, things that you want to accomplish. All of that is kind of in sync with each other. And when you start to pray and you put in the actual work that you need to do to get what you want out of the prayer, then things will happen if it's in the will of God. And while I pray for things that I want to happen, but I also say, like, Lord, if this is meant for me, I shall have it. If you want this to happen to me, if it's in your will for me, I do pray for that, because you really can't tell God what you want. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you pray for things, but you also respect him in a level of saying, if this is for me, if you want this to happen to me, type of ordeal. Learning when the Lord is speaking to you. I feel like this is something that I battled in my early 20s. Like, I believe in God my entire life. I went to church my entire life with my mom, and I knew God. I never questioned him, but I don't think I had a really genuine, deep relationship with God in my early childhood. It wasn't until I left home and I was on my own in school in my early 20s where I felt like I was putting myself in situations that I kept hitting a brick wall. And the Lord will continue to allow you to hit this brick wall until you decide to stop and turn and walk the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't keep walking and keep doing the same thing if you are expecting different results. So I just felt like I had a lot of situations that just had a lot of negativity I was running into back to back. And I was just like, you know what, I can't do this no more. So I started to build a relationship within myself, finding myself as a person, finding love, understanding, respect, trust within myself. But also while I was doing that, I started to pray a lot more. And I just felt like my relationship with God got a little bit more in depth. And I was just able to see things a lot more clearly. And this has been a long journey. I'm not saying that I'm all the way there. You know, like, this is just my personal experience. And as life kind of progressed, I started to pay attention to my spiritual self, you know, understanding my intuition, learning my intuition and my spirit, and being able to listen to myself in directions. When I pray for things, sometimes God will answer me, but he'll answer me in a variety of ways, different aspects. Like, for example, it can be a random person in the store. Say if you've been praying about something for a couple of days, and one day you go walk into the grocery store and somebody comes up to you and you just start to have a conversation with them, not knowing them. They don't know you from a can of paint. And then they start speaking on that topic, on the subject, and things just started becoming a lot more clear to you. That can be God sending somebody to cross paths with you to explain something to you that you need. I feel like God can speak to you through your friends, your family, elders, your mother. I know, for example, my mama, she don't think I be listening to her, but I do. Mama, I do. And they're filled with so much wisdom. You know, you can be praying about something and talk to an elder, and they can explain it to you in a different light, in a different fashion, to where you're like, you know what, okay. And I just feel like sometimes, like, a lot of youth, young adults, like in college, you don't necessarily want to listen to, like, your elders. You know, you don't want to pay attention because you want to find your own self, which is fine. I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes people just have to learn different ways. But now that I'm older, I can be like, you know what? Okay, you know, let me go talk to my mom. I might not like what she gonna say, but it would help me in the long run because I do listen. I also feel like being in sync with, like, nature and the universe. I used to go sit outside and just think, or I'll sit outside and draw and sketch. And it just helped me to absorb energy in the soul and the universe. I just feel like all of that kind of entwined together. I used to go outside and pray. Just go on a walk. I had a friend that said she used to go outside and rub her feet in the dirt. That's soil. It'll get you together. I just feel like all of that is kind of entwined. God can also speak to you through, like, visions, like what Daniel said. It can be dreams. It can be a random thought. Like, I've had situations that I'll wake up in the middle of the night and it'll be a random thought that then just ran through my head, and it answered my prayers. You know, like, you knew at that moment, like, yes. And just giving time, you know, like, praying about something and then taking the day to, like, meditate on it, understand it, understand yourself in the situation or whatever it is. You also need to just give yourself time. You just can't be super quick to jump and do things at every moment, depending on the situation. But overall, y'all, I feel like the biggest thing is just building a genuine relationship with yourself and with God. If you don't have that, you will question God. You will question decisions and, hey, is God really speaking to me? Because you're not sure of yourself. You're not sure of who you are and who He is. So I really feel like the power of prayer will start to build your relationship, and then will start to develop your understanding in the messages that you are asking and praying for. So I thank y'all for watching today. I really hope y'all found this video to be beneficial. If you do, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment in the comment section. Make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube. Y'all been watching Moesha, and all I want to do is the Bankhead bounce because that's all they was doing. Yes. And as always, y'all, love and prayers.